A mangrove forest is a forest made out of trees that grow in areas where land meets sea. So these are essentially wetland forests that are only present in tropical or subtropical regions worldwide. My name is Dr. Lola Fatoyinbo, and I'm a research scientist in the Biospheric Sciences Lab. Mangroves are important for a whole number of reasons. They provide what we call ecosystem services to humans. And some of those services that they provide are storm surge protections, the protection from waves and erosion of the coast. They're also really important for water filtration and for protection of the coastline. So in 2017, when Hurricane Irma hit southern Florida, we were really interested in getting a better idea of how resilient mangrove forests would be to increasing storm impacts that we are expecting with changes in climate. We worked with an airborne instrument suite called G-LIHT. This is the Goddard LiDAR hyperspectral thermal instrument, which is a small pod that has multiple instruments set up together that you can essentially attach to an airplane. What we found was that actually the main cause of a permanent die-off in mangrove forests is when you have these really high storm surge that come into areas and result in ponding of water in these basin mangrove areas. So essentially areas where salt water becomes stagnant. And when that water becomes stagnant, it gets a really high concentration of nutrients, of a salt, leading to a permanent die-off of these mangrove areas, which is in some ways becoming a vicious cycle because in those areas, because they're basins, you're not able to grow new mangroves that are then accumulating more soil. And so you end up with mangroves dying, the peat collapsing, and that peat collapse not allowing for new mangroves to come in and resulting in permanent die-off. So I think the greatest takeaway from the study is that even though mangroves are often thought as being really resilient and resistant to harsh conditions, they are still really vulnerable, and we need to make sure that we're able to maintain the natural conditions and hydrology that they grow in for them to continue to protect us from these extreme conditions.